So I'm switching takes up a bit. I'm a huge Survivor fan. I've watched it since season 3, Africa. Last night on Survivor, we found out that the new cast is going to be an all-star cast, kinda. It's called Survivor Second Chance, and it's giving people another chance at playing Survivor who may have made a big mistake, or they were kind of screwed over by the game. But it's been 30 seasons of Survivor, so people aren't going to remember every person. So I'm going to go through the list of every Survivor player who is on the poll, and I want to tell you why you should vote for them, and who they actually are, or to not vote for them. With enough introductions, let's get started, and I'm going to go chronological order through the season they were in. First up is Kelly. Kelly was in the original season of Survivor Borneo. Nobody knew what they were doing back then. They were just kind of stumbling around and playing the game. Found a way. She made it to the merge. She formed an alliance with Richard Hatch, Rudy, Susan Hawk, and made it to the Final Four. One of the most famous Survivor moments is the Susan Hawk rat speech. It was about Kelly. She was one vote away from winning Survivor Borneo. She still holds the record of winning 4 immunities, the most any woman has won. That's held for 15 years, or however long Survivor's been going on. Damn, 15 years, that's a long time. You should definitely vote for Kelly. Now we have Jeff. Jeff played in Season 2 of Survivor, the Australian Outback. Jeff played a very good game as well. He was in the dominant alliance of the tribe. He got screwed over kind of by Survivor itself. Back in that day, whenever you tied of votes, whatever vote you had in a previous tribal council held against you, he had a vote against him before, so he was sent home. Plus you add Scoopin, who fell in the fire, had to be medically evacuated, kind of steaming the tribes even. It would have gone out the way it did. Jeff deserves another chance because he kind of got screwed over. Now we have Kimmy. Now Kimmy, she played in Season 2 Australian Outback, just like Jeff. Her and Jeff actually didn't like each other. Can't really give you a reason why Kimmy should be in this season's Survivor, because she didn't do anything the last Survivor. She had a fight with Alicia, maybe some drama. She's probably changed, but I can't give you a reason to vote her in this season. Now we have Teresa. Teresa is a Season 3 player in Survivor Africa. Africa was the first season I ever watched of Survivor. The first scene I ever remember watching Survivor was actually a scene of Teresa when she was doing the water bucket challenge. She proved to be stronger than you actually think she would be. I don't think you should vote her back in though, because I think she's kind of boring. Maybe I think don't vote her back in, but that's just my opinion. Andrew Savage. Savage played in Season 7 of the Pearl Islands. You know, the season with Rupert and Johnny Fairplay. Savage deserves a second chance to play Survivor. He got screwed over of the twist that season. Even Jeff Probst says that Andrew Savage got screwed over. The twist that season was the Outcast. They brought back people who had been voted out, and they had a chance to return to the game. So the original Redemption Island. Then the Boy Scout Master's mom came in, and they got rid of Andrew Savage right after the merge. That season, I actually really liked Andrew Savage. I thought he was the standout player of that season. He got screwed over by the game. It was a stupid twist, and we'll never see that again. I say vote for Andrew Savage because he didn't really get a chance to play the game because he got screwed over by Survivor. Now there is Shane Powers. Shane played in Season 12 of Survivor Exile Island. This is a forgettable season, but I think Exile Island is one of the best seasons of Survivor ever. Shane was a very crazy guy, to put it honestly. He wasn't bad playing the game. He had alliances with Cherie, Danielle, Aris. We're not voting for his gameplay, we're voting more for his character, because he was a hilarious character on Survivor. He had found a rock and he said it looks like a blackberry, and he was just playing with a blackberry. It's pretty much nuts. And one of my favorite lines throughout any season, when he got voted out, he was like, oh man, I'm gonna eat a chocolate bar in 1 minute. 1 minute! And they got voted out. So it's a funny moment. I say vote for Shane because he's a good character. And you need good characters to watch an entire season of Survivor. Also, he was supposed to be back in Heroes vs. Villains, but Russell Hantz happened. Next we have Terry. Terry also played in his Survivor Season 12 Exile Island. Terry was a very interesting guy. I was backed into a corner. He found the first hidden immunity idol back when they hid the immunity idols pretty well. He won 5 immunities in a row tied Kobe's record, and Ozzy would tie it the next season. Ray was out to kill him from the beginning of the merge, made it to the final 3. I say he deserves a second shot. Now we have Fiji. I think I said that name right. I'm not sure. I think they call her PJ on the season she was on. But she played Survivor. She played season 15 of China. China's one of the best seasons ever. Players like Amanda. You got players like James. You got players like Todd. It was a great season overall. And she was great as well. Her lines got outnumbered, but she kept playing. And if one of these other moves would have happened, if James would have played one of his immunity idols, Todd would have gone home, and the other alliance probably would have dominated the rest of the game. I think she's worth bringing back because she's pretty smart. She says what she means, so we'll probably get a few fights. We'll bring back Fiji. Now we have Steven Fishback. Now Steven needs to come back, and I don't really have to say much about Steven. Steven plays like a Rob Cesternino, and then Rob Cesternino based his game off of Dr. Will for Big Brother. He's a very smart guy. He knows how to play the game. One of my favorite podcasts is Rob Has a Podcast. But really, I only really like whenever it's the Survivor Know-It-Alls with both Rob Cesternino and Steven Fishback. And they discuss the week's episode. He's a smart guy. I don't know if he'll make it far because people might perceive him as a threat. But he's good at challenges, and I think it's worth bringing back. Now we have Monica. Monica played the same season as the once famous Russell Hantz. And Monica kind of learned from Russell. Last day of the game, she knew she was going home. So she tried to persuade Russell that your alliance is turning on you. You need to make a move. And it got Russell pretty hard. It's like, oh man, this girl's a threat. I gotta get rid of her now. And if she goes into it playing that way, she'll either get voted out first or she can make it to the finals. But there's also the element she's not that good at challenges. She's a loyal member. It depends how she plays. Now there's Natalie. Natalie played in season 22 of Redemption Island. She was in the final 3 with the famous Boston Rob. Just like Philip Shepard, Andrea, they kind of learned to play the game like the best from the master, Boston Rob. Can she be a gamer and try to imitate like Andrea and Philip did their season of Fans versus Favorites and try to play like Boston Rob using the BR rules? I don't know. I don't know if she could be better than she was last time. But there is one advantage to her coming back. She's hot. Then there's Stephanie. Stephanie's kind of the same boat with Natalie. She played in season 22 of Redemption Island. Her close ally was the famous Russell Hantz. So she learned how to play the game through Russell's eye. It didn't work out that well, mainly because the tribe she was on were a bunch of idiots. I think she deserves another chance because she kind of got a bad reputation because she worked with Russell, and they wanted to get rid of her because she was playing with Russell. So I think she deserves to play again, and she's hot, so that's a bonus. Now there's Jim Rice. Jim Rice played in the same season with Ozzy Cochran. He was in the season of South Pacific. He was a loyal alliance member to Ozzy and Cochran, but Cochran turned on him. If Cochran had turned on him, Jim probably could have won the game. Jim, he's a really good Survivor player, and I think he deserves another chance. The next player is Michaela, and I don't really know why she's here. Well, I can think of 2 reasons. She played on the same season with Jim Rice on South Pacific. She's hot, and Brandon Hantz had it out for her for some reason. He was like, I just want to bang her, gotta get rid of that temptation. So I guess she was screwed on that part, but I don't think she was that good of a game player to begin with, so I don't think you should vote her back in. And there's Sabrina. Sabrina, she played in the One World season. A good twist of idea, but they completely ruined it, Survivor. You should bring Sabrina back? You shouldn't. She's boring. I don't want to see her play again. Now there's Troy San. Troy San also played in Survivor One World. I don't like One World, but I like Troy San. Played the best game he could. He got screwed over by his alliance. A great move on that part, but I'm not crazy about when women take over the game. It gets kind of boring. Very entertaining whenever he won the immunity. It was like, yes! You can't beat me! He's good at challenges. So I think you should vote back Troy Sam because he's a good character, but he's good at challenges. But I don't know if he can win the game. Now there's Abby Marie. I get a little controversy for this, but I think Abby Marie should play again. She played in the same season with Malcolm. She was in season 20-something, Philippines. She didn't have a good social game. She could have probably made it to the final 3. But she's an interesting character, and I think you should bring her back in just to be entertained, eat some popcorn. Then there's Vetus. Vetus played in Blood vs. Water, the original one, the good one. He's brothers with Aris. Aris won season 12 of Survivor. He's kind of a villain, a little, but he's also that kind of redeemable hero as well. He had things in his life. He had drug problem. He went to jail. It's a really interesting story there. I think Vetus can win the game. He's pretty smart. He's good at challenges. Vetus back in. I think this guy deserves another chance. Now there's Brad Culpepper. To be all honesty, I don't really want to see Brad Culpepper play again. He had a difficult situation with Blood vs. Water, but I don't know why you wanted to see him again. Good at challenges, and that's about it. I don't want to see him play again. Now there's Sierra. Now, Sierra played the same season with Culpepper, and she also played the same season with Vetus. She played in Blood vs. Water. One thing I want to see for Blood vs. Water was a loved one vote out another loved one, and we saw that. Sierra voted out her mom, Laura. Something I never thought would happen. And then, she knew she was at the bottom of the line. She wasn't going to get taken to the final three. So she took her destiny in her own hands. She voted to draw rocks. And this could have gone either way. It was crazy. I never thought we would see draw rocks again in Survivor history. Thoughts had draw that rock. The game would have been completely different. Sierra deserves another chance to play. And I think she could probably win. She's a great game player. Now there's Woo! Definitely want to see Woo play again. He's a great character. He's very funny. He has the whole ninja stealth mode. He learned a thing or two from Tony after rewatching the season. Definitely should return. Now there's Tasha. Tasha, just like Woo played in Kagayan or Brains vs. Brawn vs. Beauty. Tasha was a person I didn't like at first, but as the show went on, I grew to like her a lot more. She won 3 immunities. Had good gameplay, but was kind of put back into a corner thanks to Chaos Cast. I think Tasha deserves a second chance to play this game. Now there's Spencer. Spencer is probably the one guy I want to see more than probably any other players coming back. He's smart. He's very funny. He's good at challenges. He reminds me so much of Ross Nino, and he also reminds me of Stephen Fishback. Bring back Spencer. I think he deserves a second chance. Now there is the famous Chaos Cast. I believe Cass played a good game? No. Do I want to see her back? Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, her turn on her alliance or something would make it interesting. It won't be boring to watch. She would keep the game pretty interesting. If she doesn't make it, I'm not going to be heartbroken. I'm like, okay, whatever. Now we're getting to the players from the worst season of Survivor in Survivor history. Now first there's Jeremy. Now Jeremy, I wasn't crazy about Jeremy, but at least he played the game. After Jeremy left, the season went downhill quickly. This is the first season of Survivor I stopped watching. I could not finish the season because I was so bored. Screw that season. But Jeremy, he's the only player from these next 2 players I wouldn't mind seeing play again. Now there's Keith. 1 word. No. 2 more words. Hell no. No. I do not want to see this guy play again. He was terrible. He didn't know what he was doing. No. Don't bring him back. No. Now there's Kelly. Kelly played along with Keith and Jeremy on the second Blood vs. Water. Once again, I'll say it's a terrible season. Do I have as much strong feelings about her coming back as Keith? No, not really. Her dad did screw her over, so maybe she does deserve a second chance. But I'm not going to campaign that she should come back because we barely saw her in the editing room. So I want to say no. Don't vote her back in. There's other people that deserve to be in it. There's Joe. Joe's playing this season of Survivor. Want to see Joe back? Yes. Kind of the love child of Malcolm and Ozzy switched together. The problem though is he's too big of a threat. Definitely he'll be back. Now there's Max. Y'all, honestly, I don't really want to see this guy play again. Both him and Shireen got a little too big into the game. And unfortunately for Max, it kind of cost him the game. Now, he could calm down and play it good, but I don't think he should be voted back in. There's Shireen. Now, Shireen, I could actually see her winning the game. Whoa, winning the game? Where'd that coming from? Just like Cochran. Cochran was a super fan. He didn't know what he was doing. Shireen kind of fell in that same trap. Well, the second season, Cochran came in, he dominated the game, and he won it. I think Shireen could be the Cochran of this upcoming season. Now there's Mike. There's an issue with both Mike and Carolyn that I want to get to right now. If Mike and Carolyn are on the ballot, they don't win the game. If you're watching this, mine's just probably gone. Kind of think they slipped up a little, but we'll see. Because I think Carolyn could probably win the game. He's a strong player. He's loyal. He got screwed over by Dan and Sierra. Those people, so useless. He could win the game, but he has to win every immunity challenge. And a guy who only can win in challenges to make it to the end, I don't take that much faith in their survivor skills. His move to fake play the idol for Cherie was brilliant. Now there's Carolyn. Now Carolyn, I'm not crazy about, but I agree she's played a good game. But I don't see her being in this season because I kind of think she's going to win. Either her or Ronnie's going to win, most likely. But I don't really want to see her play again, so I kind of think she's going to win. But who knows? Those are the people who are playing Survivor. I hope I've helped educate you a little. It's always cool to see an All-Star season. This may not be an official All-Star, but it's pretty much an All-Star season. Little fact to know, no man has ever won an All-Star season. I like it when they bring people back, but I don't like half-ass. Either do All-Stars or don't do it at all. Like the fans versus favorite, it's useless because you bring in people who don't know anything. But then you have the people who play the game so well. So, which players do you want to see play Survivor again? Comment below, let me know. And if you like this video, click that thumbs up button. Subscribe, see more. All too easy.